man. I'm just the debate. I was really enjoying it until it just went left. Like, yo, I told you that alcohol, bro. I told you.
You said it. You said
told
it, bro.
You on that dry wine, man. You don't
You
drink
said
dry
it.
wine, man.
I told you he wasn't gonna last, bro. I knew it. I
You
told
said
you
it,
that.
bro.
Scholastic Bully. Didn't I tell you? I said it's gonna be an easy win. He ain't gonna. I told you.
You said it. I ain't gonna never
Look,
hold
all I
you.
want
You
to say
said
is
it.
the source had nothing to do with the debauchery that went on.
Right.
Yo, Scholastic Bully. See, as men, we have to adhere to what we agree to. Period.
Yep.
If the man said 5 minutes, there's no debate about it.
Right.
That's my view. I'm just speaking in my opinion.
Hey man, may I say something? I want to congratulate you, my brother, because you held your composure. You was poised. I'm going to apologize for the brother because I already predicted. I knew it wasn't going to end well. I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't.
I'm sad that he really called it. He told Zion in the other room. He said, "Yo, cancel it. You're drinking. Don't do it."
Yeah, I promise you, man. I told him that it's not a good idea to drink before a debate, bro. That's crazy.
Look, I understand like a shot to kind of cut the nervous. I get nervous too. I ain't gonna lie. So I'll take a shot sometimes before my debates. Before my championship debate, I took a shot just to kill the nerves. But I'm not gonna get sloppy.
No, he was sloppy before he even came on, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling him. He built a very good position if he dropped the ball right there with the faggot shit. First of all, I live in the same town with Zion. That's not acceptable, period. Nobody plays the eat my meat, invite you to my private, or you're gay. That's not something that we do because we know where that leads, man. It don't get nowhere. We just dealt with that for 2 hours in another back chat. Tommy, am I lying?
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not at all.
But anyway, yo, let me know when I can start talking, bro.
I mean, you got it, bro. But I'm gonna give you time to speak.
Nah, this
I'll let you know.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me get my computer.
What you gonna let me know?
I said if I have a contention with anything you're saying, I'm going to let you know.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate it. I didn't hear my wife. She's dealing with the neighbor real quick. But one of the first things that I pulled out, and like I said, when I'm dealing with criticism or critiquing, I'm dealing with an aspect to help people with their positions. So I seen you categorize neo-Darwinism theory. You put the word theory in there. And then simultaneously, you put the word myth in there. And those are two different standards when you talk about the scientific method. Theory is the highest standard. So when you say theory, you're talking about repeatable evidence that supports an idea. When you say myth, you're talking about strictly commentary. That's basically what myth is. Someone talking about something. So when you were saying that the neo-Darwinism theory, when you say theory in the scientific community, you're already hinting towards empirical evidence. When you say myth, you're discrediting any evidence. It's just wording. So you said that in the beginning of your actual point, and I thought that was already on a scholastic level a bullet, because remember I asked you before we ever went live. I said, is the goal to go at those scholastic guys? Because that's where I see my people. I see my people going after the scholastic authorities. And if we're going to do that, we have to speak accurately. So that's what I was pointing towards with that point of contention. So let's deal with that theory and myth.
So that's the reason why that was my opener.
Yes, sir.
Because I understand it's a theory. And just because it's accepted as a theory, it doesn't make it fact. That's why it's still a theory. So my point
is theory supported by evidence?
No, not all scientific theories are supported by evidence.
I disagree with that.
Okay, you disagree, and that's fine. But not all scientific theories are supported by evidence. A lot of theories are based and extrapolated upon inference. And neo-Darwinism is purely speculation and inference.
Is
That was the
all,
point. That was hold on. That was the point of my
Right.
first round. My first round was to line it up.
Are those I just want to know something for clarity. Are those inferences supported by mathematics or testable things?
No, because that
Okay.
was my whole point of proteins. Getting a protein sequence and a folding protein is mathematically impossible. I said that in my first round.
Can you show and prove that a theory is not supported by empirical evidence?
Right. Yes, you can. There's something called the competing hypothesis method.
That's
Right.
a hypothesis, which is not the highest standard. I want to know what.
Hold on, but
I
that's
get
what,
it. What theory is not supported by empirical evidence? Bring out that theory.
empirical evidence.
Empirical. I apologize.
There used to be a theory on human chromosome counts.
When
Notice I
you
said
say used to
let me-
be, that's no longer an authority.
exactly because
Okay.
that theory did not stand. It used to be taught that humans got 24 chromosomes from each set of their parents. There was no empirical data behind that. When they actually did the research and they actually was able to sequence the genome, Watson and Crick discovered DNA, they found out that no, actually you get 23 chromosomes from each parent.
Yes,
That
sir.
killed that theory. That theory wasn't built on empirical data. It was built solely on inferences.
Okay.
Same thing with Darwinism.
So with theories, right? We know that a scientific theory can only reach the percentage of 99.99% truth, which means you have to leave it open for other things for further information. So that theory that the brother came up with, well, obviously wasn't it didn't stand the test of time and it wasn't testable. But the things that Zion brought up was testable. Can you prove otherwise?
The things that Zion brought up, Luca is not testable. I brought it up in my slide. Luca, the last universal common ancestor. There's no fossil recordation of it. There's no genes that date back to the period that this so-called Luca
His
became.
record, genes are comprised of DNA. He was speaking of RNA, and he said all living organic materials produce the A in RNA. So anything that produces the A would be an ancestor as it relates to matter.
That's an inference. You just made
Okay.
it. That's not
Okay.
empirical.
No. But can you bring up anything that's categorized as living that has the absence of A?
That's a moot point because
It's not new.
it is moot because again, you cannot use living organisms and then
Yes, you can.
and hold on and then say since living organisms have these components, which I agree they have RNA and DNA, therefore they have a common ancestral unit that they come from.
As it relates to life.
That's not empirical. Again, that's not empirical.
It is
Hold
when
on.
in regards to
brother.
life.
LV, empirical means you can observe it.
Yes, sir.
If you can't observe it, it's inference. What they're doing is saying, hey, we have some genes in common, therefore we have a common ancestor.
Yes, sir.
That's how they do it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
inference. There's no fossil paleontological data that corroborates with that. There's no genes that correlate.
It's dealing with the genes. That's the reference point. The genes.
Okay, so in my
But
slide,
who's the gene that dates back that far then?
A.
yeah,
The acids, the amino acids. That's what we have in common. Keep going.
Okay, so I brought out a slide that showed that there's no paleontological evidence and there is no genes that date back that far. And they say the reason why is because mutations will make it unrecognizable. That's their explanation to explain it away.
Yes,
But the
sir.
point is, there's no point. The point is, there is no evidence that points directly to Luca, genes or fossils. The oldest fossils that are bacteria are multicellular. They're not single cellular. And I brought that out in my debate.
So bacteria is one form, and before it reaches the single cell form. So let me ask you something. What categorizes what we call life?
Yeah, LV, you didn't listen to what I just said.
No, I heard you, but I want to know what categorizes life.
What categorizes life?
They don't know.
Yeah, that's a philosophical question.
They was having a simple.
Wait 1 second.
life.
Are you
Right.
saying that the scientific community has not created a standard for what we call life?
They have no idea what exactly life is.
So you're saying life
just
can't
like
be defined?
Just like they have no idea what gravity is. Like there's many things that they really don't know what it is. They just
But its effects
say
are
that it
testable,
exists.
which we know it exists. What I'm asking you is, when we say life, what do you mean?
You have yet to give
No.
any
I'm talking
testable
about the science. The brother is just talking. He hasn't shown me a slide. We're just speaking.
No, I got you.
I got my slides in the debate.
Yeah,
No, you did. But the
he did that in the
things
debate,
that
but
you
you
wait one
said
second.
you made it. You know, you argued for the DNA
Okay,
to
I'm
go
talking
back
to
that
Scholastic
far.
Buddy.
So
Scholastic Buddy did a
you
good
need to
job. But let me
present
help.
that DNA.
I'm helping his position. The brother brought up
You don't need your help.
references. Okay, I don't need your help. Thank you. The brother brought up references, but his references is nothing more than commentary. He didn't bring up a working model to prove in opposition of what the brother said. What's the working
I
model?
argued the negative. He needs to give a working model. He argued the affirmative.
Bro, I understand that. You wanted the debate. That's not what we're talking about. We're just dealing with the subject matter. I'm not trying to beat up niggas.
But
I'm
you
just
saying he
wondering.
didn't give it, but it's not necessary
Yes,
for
he
him to
did.
give it.
So it being not necessary has nothing to do with what he
Yes, it does. If I'm having a debate, right, and the debate is whether this particular model is true or false.
The debate wasn't on no models because nobody presented a model.
The debate was about whether
It wasn't
all
about
life,
models.
All right, hold up real quick. It's about whether all life came from a single cell organism. That's a model, brother.
So who presented a model?
That is a model. No, that
Who
is a
presented
model.
a model?
Okay, brother. Maybe you don't know know about science.
Maybe you don't know what a model is. Who presented a model?
He did present a model.
I'm asking. No, I'm not asking you, brother.
Right. You're not,
Really,
all
I'm
you
just
doing is
asking him.
combative. You're not even listening.
I am listening. I'm asking who presented a model.
Okay, we're gonna ask you. Let it
say,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
When you say all life comes from a single cell organism, that is a particular scientific model. That is what I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that. I'm asking.
Okay, then. So since you agree that is a model, that was the case that Zion was making.
Yeah, and then the brother Scholastic Bully agreed to a zygote coming before an embryo, and a zygote is single celled.
You're switching it up real quick. Hold on.
I'm not switching it up.
All right, let me say why. Don't just get defensive.
I'm gonna get defensive, but speak your
I know because it's easy to get defensive when you're emotional.
Okay,
What
well, let it be
trying
easy
to
then.
say is something
All
very
right, let's
simple.
keep it free flowing. Let's keep it free flowing.
I'm trying to, but every time I say something, it's like
Bring
you
up
gotta
your point, my nigga. I do have something to
All
say.
right,
So bring it up.
LB, I let you open up, bro. No interruptions, man. Let the brother James
All
retort.
right,
And
man.
we'll go back and
My
forth.
fault. I apologize.
The reason I'm saying that is because the debate is whether all life came from a single cell organism or not. Therefore, what should happen is Zion should present the model, not Yeshua, because this is his job to poke holes at the model, not to present the model. So Zion is supposed to present the model. All Yeshua is supposed to do is show holes in the model and why the model isn't true. I think Yeshua did that, bro.
I agree. There's no discrepancy into what Yashub has demonstrated. This is a back chat side conversation. It has nothing to do with what Zion did in his events. He lost. I want to know how deep does this information goes, and if he can make it clear to me. So I appreciate what you pointed out, but that's not what I'm dealing with. What I'm dealing with is this brother's working model to support what he's saying. He wasn't on the affirmative. I know that. I want to know, is there a working model that he can bring to the forefront to support his ideals? Because everything he brought up is not theory, which is the highest standard.
Information theory.
No, I understand that, but it's the highest standard in science, regardless. So I want to know wait 1 second. Just because you bring up an authority's name in a particular area does not mean everything they speak is an authority, period. So what I'm saying is those people he brought up as a reference, is anything that they stated a theory, which is supported by the scientific community as an authority?
Yes, information theory. I brought up information theory.
And what does that denote?
Information theory shows that no natural laws or processes can bring forth information. You got to have a mental source.
Okay, so I'm using my mental source, and my mental source says that Zion was on point.
No, that's not what information theory says.
You just said it's about information. Say it again.
Information theory is like a death blow to any Darwinian process because you need information to make living organisms.
I don't agree with that.
Novel traits. You understand that?
So can you show where single cell organisms are not dealing with information?
That's my point.
I'm saying, can you show it?
When they're not dealing with information?
Yeah, can you show that
you wouldn't have a single
LV. Go ahead.
That's my answer.
You
have a single cell organism if there wasn't any information. That's my whole point argument against Darwinian processes.
I agree with you.
Process is saying that non-information could spur information.
All right, so can I say something real quick? I'm not in disagreement with you, but this is my personal view. We're dealing with categorizations, things that are categorized. Even when we say single cell, that doesn't mean that that cell is not comprised of individual living organisms, because we see even when you go into a cell, we have organelles. We have different components that are coming together to create one entity. No different than your body. Your body is comprised of systems, respiratory, nervous, all of that. But you sit at the helm of that as the mental force. But all of those things mathematically are coming from a single source.
I thought a cell was the smallest unit of an organism.
No, organelles are the smallest unit. Atoms are the smallest unit to matter. Organelles are the smallest unit to cells.
No, I'm saying that
your cells are comprised of organelles.
No, I'm saying that makes up a function. Like there can be smaller components.
I get it.
Make up a single functional organism, but a cell is the smallest functional organism. You don't get no smaller.
It does. Your cell is comprised of organelles, which are individual things that comprise a cell.
All right, we're getting away from the.
No, that's not away from this topic because I agree with you. Listen, bro. The smallest unit that one can see is an atom, but we see that the atom are comprised of.
I didn't say the smallest unit. I said the smallest unit of an organism. The smallest component that makes something that is a living entity. The smallest of that is a cell.
Can you deny that cells are made of organelles?
Parts. I don't deny that cells have parts, but the parts of the cell do not function alone. It requires the whole of it.
So if they don't function alone, how are they in existence?
Oh, crazy.
He's saying
well,
I hear you. Those single cells are in existence, which means they are alive. I heard the other brother say that life sustains life. So if the life of a multi-celled organism is comprised of single cell life, which are living. So I'm asking you, are those things not living?
The smaller components of a individual cell
organelles
are if you want to call it that, or you can say
that's what they're called.
Okay, I'm pointing out other parts of a cell. I mean, you
organelles. Keep going.
LV, you're not letting it be free roll.
I know, man.
Bro, organelles. I'm giving it.
LV, we giving you respect to speak, man. We want the same respect back. That's all, brother. We're not trying to control your narrative, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
I apologize.
Again, you assume that all life comes from a single cell. You're just assuming that. Again, the side of the debate that I'm on in this whole conversation is that the single cell organism model, does not accurately explain what we're seeing in the archaeological record or the genetic record. That is the side that I'm standing on. So I'm not saying, hey, I'm putting forward this particular model right now in this conversation. If you want to have a conversation about our model, then we can have that. But if we're having a conversation about, what we were talking about in the debate, it's not a model that he's putting forward. He's poking holes in the other model and showing where it is flawed. And unless you can fill in those holes, I don't really know what the argument is against what he presented.
Science is not described in that way. It's not about you poking holes. It's about who has enough evidence to support their understanding. So once again, the evidence that the brother brought forth was a working model, which was the zygote to an embryo. The scholastic bully said that no, the zygote comes before the embryo. The embryo is single cell, so it's pointing towards Zion's position.
Can I respond to LV?
You don't have to ask me that. Of course you can, bro.
All right. So LV, again, that's the chicken and egg fallacy. How do you get a zygote? You get a zygote from two multicellular beings, a male and a female. That multicellular being creates a sperm, and the female creates the egg, and then they fuse to become a zygote.
Is the sperm single celled? I'm just asking.
Brother, I answered this emphatically in the debate. Yes, the sperm is a single cell. The egg is a single cell. They're two separate gametes. They fuse and make a zygote. That's the chicken and egg fallacy, because the argument is all life came from a single cell organism. And then you use a woman being impregnated. Those two multicellular organisms creating life is not helping the cause or your argument or your theory, quote unquote, of single cell cellular genesis. It's not helping it.
Your opinion until you show proof otherwise.
The proof is you need a male and a female to even make that work.
Single cell.
This is the reversal of burden of proof fallacy, man.
No, I'm not. See, Zion lost. I'm not arguing that. This is the back.
Okay, LV, do you hear what I'm saying?
I hear
the sperm is coming from a multicellular organism.
Because it's coming from go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
In the beginning, there is no multicellular in that model. There is no multicellular organisms to have sex and create the zygote.
That's not true. Where is that at? Who says that?
Okay, wait
1 second. I'm not asking you. I'm asking Scholastic Bully. Who says that?
Who says
this is an open panel?
No, I'm talking about what you just said in the beginning.
I'm gonna pass to my brother, but hold on real quick. It is stated in that model of Luca that before Luca, before any cells or any living life, the earth was non-material. There was no, not non-material, but there was no components or no living organism before. There was no protocells. There was nothing. And then through chemosynthesis, chemistry created the first RNA, which created the first cells. That is no multicellular. That's chemicals, random chemicals with different properties come together. And
he said the A and RNA
with no evidence for
it. That brings two different elements together. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm sorry. Somebody's at my front door. Give me 1 second.
You'll come back with evidence for abiogenesis.
You're right. Because
he's trying to shift it over to you as if it's on you to put forth a particular model. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Your job is to beat the hell out of that model of a single cell organism. And he's sitting here trying to defend the model right now. And he don't have no evidence for his position. He's just trying to put all of it over on us. You need to solidify your position first, man, because that's what we against.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I debated the negative in this debate. I was the negative. That was my position. So my whole point was to negate his position. And I think I did a very well job showing the mathematical challenges, protein accumulation and prevalence. How do you get a protein? Where does it come from? You understand it? To have abiogenesis, a purely naturalistic origin of anything, you have to start with something that is non-life. You understand? And in that non-life, these different chemicals did chemosynthesis. We're all familiar with photosynthesis, but you also have chemosynthesis. That's what the chemicals hypothetically did to create what we know as the earlier first life forms on the planet, according to that model. You understand? Which is highly, highly, highly unlikely. That's why the abiogenesis question has not been answered in the scientific field, because you can't answer it. You can't answer it. There's no empirical data. That's why it's so hard pressed for anyone to even argue that. And this is why a lot of this old scientific myths and tales has been overturned in the late 20th and 21st century by the leading scientists. That's why I brought up Craig Venter, Jay Gould. I brought up Stephen Meyer. I brought up Douglas Axe. His paper has yet to be refuted. He wrote that paper in 2004 about the accumulation and prevalence of proteins. And proteins are the most important thing because they create all of the functionality within the cell. To get one protein, it's 1 out of the, 10 to the 63rd power? That's 63 zeros after the 1.
Which is a small calculation in the comparison of the number sequences. So when you talk about that number is very unlikely, that same equation can be applied to life being on Earth. We don't see life anywhere else in the universe, which is statistically impossible. However, it happens. So when you say that it's highly unlikely, mathematically, you're still saying that it's possible, which we see the possibilities.
Yes, but as I pointed out in my debate, LV, that's just for one protein. Do you know how many protein that you have in you have over millions of proteins in one cell?
We have millions of proteins, but there's only a certain type of different proteins. Maybe 23, 22.
You need accumulation of proteins. So if you get
the accumulation of matter, which is already in existence scientifically.
Matter ain't protein.
What are you talking about? Everything that is comprised of matter. Brother. If it's not energy, it's matter. If it's not matter, it's energy.
I got you, but all matter ain't proteins.
All matter ain't proteins.
Oh, brother, let me finish the sentence. Can I finish the sentence?
Yeah, but you're arguing a false point.
Proteins are matter. You can say whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, I know I can.
Man, man, are you okay?
No,
you got any issues going on with you, bro?
I do have issues. I have issues with falsehoods.
Okay, I can see that you must have some real personal issues in your life.
It's not personal.
You're spazzing out like this on here and
it's
not allowing anybody else to speak.
Wait till that comes. It's not a spaz. I'll be talking.
All right, brother. What was you saying, James?
I don't even know if it's worth talking about the issue because every time you say something, you have little children that got to speak over you. So I'm just going to mute my mic. Y'all got it.
Once again, if children are speaking over me, you're referring to yourself as children, dummy. What the fuck is this nigga talking about?
All right, see, I didn't start this show for that, man. We had a debate, just debacle with that same behavior and activity, so I don't want to keep that energy. So, the point is, if it takes that much, first of all, I didn't even go into the time problem. We're just dealing with the mathematical probability of it. That's just one protein. How many times do you need to do that to get a protein fold? And how many times do you have to do that to get a sequence? That number compounds and compounds and compounds and get exponentially greater and greater and greater to get an organism. That's the highly unlikelihood. And then when you couple the fact to get 2 coordinate mutations, and you need many mutations to make a single cell organism become all life. You need millions of mutations.
In comparison to what?
2 of them takes 10 billion years. 10 billion years. The Earth is only 4.6 billion years old according to secular models. That's not even enough time. The universe is only 13.8 billion years old. Some people say 12.5 billion years old with the accelerated expansion rate. Regardless and irrespective to that, you have to take into account that none of these things have been answered. Douglas Axe published his paper on the prevalence of proteins in 2004, and no one has refuted it because the math is that solid.
Can I speak?
Go ahead.
If the math is that solid, then you should be presenting us a mathematical equation. As of right now, it's commentary. So what I would like to say is, what is the highest number? There is no highest number because there's an unlimited amount of number sequences that you can bring forth. So when you say it's highly unlikely, what is that in reference to? Because highly unlikely can be repeated on multiple occasions given a time length or a number span. So you keep saying that it's highly unlikely, it's highly unlikely. There's many things that we experience that are highly unlikely, but we see as a standard in comparison to the possibilities. So just because there's a lot of possibilities does not negate the fact that the small possibility in comparison to the totality of possibilities has happened. And I'm arguing that it has happened, regardless of how unlikely. Mathematically, it's still sound. Mathematically, you can't say there's no way that this can happen. So I would say that it has happened.
Right, and that would be an assumption, and that would be
yours as well. You haven't presented anything.
No, mine's not an assumption. Mine is. How is pointing out that to get one protein, it's one out of the 10 to the 63rd power.
So just because
let me ask you something. Bro, that's a mathematical truth. That's a mathematical truth.
Go ahead.
Like the microbiologists have already did the numbers on this and studied this. You know how they did it?
Where are the numbers?
I presented the paper in my.
You presented what they said.
Okay, papers have words, and they say,
where are they? Bring them up right now.
Douglas Axe published the paper in 2004.
Keep going, Scholastic.
Right, brother.
Keep going.
In that paper, they did the mathematical calculations for the prevalence of one protein, one functional protein, because you need functional proteins that actually code for stuff, for novel traits in the organism. And again, they came to the conclusion that it would be 1 out of the 10 to the 63rd power.
Is it your standpoint that just because proteins formulate that qualifies as life?
Proteins are a necessity for life.
Yes, they are a necessity. So those proteins formulating all of those different combinations, does that equate to life?
Does a protein itself equate to life? No.
Yes. Does the combination of proteins equate to life?
No.
So the formulation of those proteins are outside of what we categorize as life. So however long they took has nothing to do with life.
You need
numbers of those. So what? It does not matter. He said that those proteins coming together in those sequences does not equate to life. So they could have came into sequence way before life developed. Keep going.
You still need a planet, though.
I'm still poking holes.
It took 10 billion years for 2 of those proteins to come together.
So how long?
Let me finish a sentence.
Go ahead.
So let's just say it was gonna be 4 proteins. That'd have been 20 billion years ago. There was no universe. Okay.
What?
Just was no universe 20 billion years ago.
What is the universe?
All the material existence.
In our universe, there's multiple universes. So
what evidence do you have that there's multiple universes?
It's astronomy. Duh.
Okay, what from astronomy can you see a universe outside of our own?
Okay, let's put it.
Name a
wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Is it your contention that there's one universe?
Name one universe outside of our own universe.
Okay, is there only one universe?
Yes, there's only one universe.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second.
And I'm glad he's bringing this up because this is also a theory that has no empirical data.
This is a myth.
I haven't seen any empirical data outside of commentary. Thank you.
Look, give me one piece of empirical data that proves there is a universe outside of our universe.
I got you.
The theory is called the internal chaotic inflation, and there's no empirical data that
theory is the highest standard in science. Stop it.
No, a scientific fact is the highest standard.
No, it's not. There's no such thing as a fact. Everything is 99.9% truth in science. You always have to adhere to a correction, possible correction.
A scientific fact is not the same definition as a fact at all.
Can you show that?
Just pull up scientific. Pull up the definition of a scientific fact.
Oh my God!
I don't have to prove things that are definitions.
Yes, you do, nigga. You're making an assertion.
It's a definition. Just read it.
I'm giving definitions. I talked about life and what categorizes the life. Nobody in there.
Give me the source of your definition.
I got you. Sorry
about that, bro. God,
I got
you. Just start yelling and crying like a little girl.
Hey, I've been answering you with sources the whole time. I gave you Douglas Axe and his paper that he read in 2004 in Nature. So I mean, come on.
Towards you, it was towards the other brother. It wasn't towards you. Okay.
I'm very interested to see this because you're about to get a Nobel Prize in physics if you get this empirical data.
Yo, contrary to what you guys believe, you're saying empirical data. You haven't brought any empirical data. I'm bringing data to the forefront.
So studying cells and the rate of prevalence of proteins is not empirical. Okay.
I would like to hear him make the counter argument though, because I haven't heard any sources or anything from that.
Toward,
side. So I just really like
I'm sorry. Toward what?
How it came about.
I'm sorry. Toward what?
Hey, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, right here. Scientific fact, definition example. A fact is an unquestionable true idea. Facts are often direct and objective observations. That's what a scientific fact is, brother. Now to say
You
a
just
theory,
said
wait a minute, hold on. Let me
Oh
finish
my
what I gotta
God,
say,
this
bro.
nigga
You can
is
say
crazy.
whatever you want, but you gotta let people
Yes, sir.
finish.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you can't. I know
apologize.
you can't handle yourself. You have no discipline.
I
but
can't handle
just
yourself,
try,
but you're
bro.
contradicting yourself, nigga.
Okay, then try to have some discipline. See, you talked about all that old disrespecting brothers and all that stuff, but I've been nothing but niggas and all types of derogatory things since you've been on here. So either
Yes,
be
sir.
about what you say or fall back, man.
Nah, ain't no fall back. When you say something false, I address it right there.
Okay, how about this? You show me that a scientific theory is a higher standard than a scientific fact.
Yes, sir.
Because that's all you like to do is question people. You don't show anything. I've
Nobody
shown
has
what a
shown- I would
scientific
like to
fact
agree that
is.
nobody has shown
Something
anything.
that is commonly accepted as true by the scientific community. While
Yes, sir.
theories, as the brother Jashub said earlier, get overturned every day.
Yes, sir.
Is that true? Do theories get overturned every day?
No, not every day.
Okay, do they get overturned?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then how is that the highest standard? Scientific facts
Because
don't
it's
get
not.
overturned.
It's as most accurate as you can get to
Okay,
science.
tell me when the laws of physics have been overturned.
Which laws of physics? There's
Any of
multiple.
them.
Which one?
Any of them.
They're only been proven.
Tell me when they've been overturned.
I haven't said they have been overturned.
Of course, because they're facts.
They're so
They're
you said
unquestionable.
theory. You said theories are facts.
No.
Huh?
You're not even listening. See what I'm saying?
asking.
I just asked you about the laws of physics. I didn't say nothing
Yes.
about theories right now. Laws of physics.
So I'm
are
asking
theories?
you: are the laws of physics categorized as theories?
No.
Let's talk about it.
The laws of physics are scientific facts. They're based on the observations we have of the natural world.
Which are relative, correct?
No.
Physics isn't relative.
What I'm saying, look, listen. I guess maybe you don't understand the difference between a fact and a theory. Again, a theory is this.
It's all relative.
Hold on, let me say it's cool. A theory is this: you get a bunch of facts, right? You get a bunch of facts, and then you try to come up with the best explanation of those facts.
Yes.
That is what a theory is: the best explanation of the facts.
Facts. You just said facts.
Okay, cool. Is the best explanation of the facts.
Yes.
Same thing like when you go in a courtroom, right? You have a bunch of pieces of evidence, right? But then they sit in there and they come up with the best explanation of the evidence that they have. That's the same thing, same type of mentality that's applied in science when coming up with theories about things. You have facts, things that are indisputable, and then you come up with a philosophy or a systematic way of looking at those facts.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Okay,
So
so there's a
what-
difference between the two.
You just said a fact is the highest standard to information,
No,
correct?
I didn't.
What?
Oh, a fact. Yes.
Yeah. A fact is the highest standard to information.
Correct.
I'm
A
telling
fact.
you, theories are comprised of facts, things that are testable and provable. That doesn't mean that the theory is 100% accurate. There's just saying that there's some facts supporting it. That's it.
I got you, but that doesn't make it the highest standard then.
What makes it the highest standard?
The highest standard would be the facts.
But the fact is what creates the theory.
No, a person creates a theory. The facts are just there.
No, a theory is supported by facts. You can't
Correct.
have a theory without supported facts. So when you say the facts are the highest standard, you're saying that those facts are compiled to create a higher form in science, which is called theory, which is supported by testable facts.
Because the facts don't change, the theory does.
I agree with that. I agree.
So the standard is not the things that change, it's the things that don't change.
I agree.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. The facts don't change, the theories do.
Well, see, this is the thing about what I'm saying. A lot of the times it seems as a point of contention, but there's a misnomer when it comes to how we categorize things. So like I was saying, I'm in agreement with you, and I apologize for my behavior, but sometimes I get like that. But at the end of the day, theory is the standard when it comes to applying these scientific methods. However, those theories are supported by certain facts that are undeniable. And when we keep testing them, we get the same result. That's how we know they're facts. But the overall theory doesn't mean it's accurate. But the things that comprise the theory are constant.
Okay, cool. We got beyond that. So let's go back to this single cell organism model.
Yes, sir.
And let's look at it from the beginning, because that's where the issue lies big for me, and I believe Brother Jashub. You can chime in anytime you want to, Jashub. Number one, we have no evidence of this abiogenesis happening. Science doesn't even try to give any evidence of it. And we also have no evidence of this first single cell organism. So for us to even look at this model and be like, hey, it's plausible, we would have to have the beginning of it pretty well solidified, but it's not at all. So is there any evidence, any facts that you can point to us that would demonstrate the truth of abiogenesis and the truth of a single cell organism having the genetic complexity of all life we have today?
Okay, so the biogenesis, give me 1 second. The biogenesis I can't speak on, but the other one I can, and we deal with that with mathematics. I heard the brother talking about numbers earlier. So in biology, we see that 1 + 1 = 3, which means one single cell, another single cell creates a multifaceted thing, which is a completely different organism. Also, we see that the sperm cell and the egg cell come together to create the zygote, which is still single cell, but the embryo, which is multicell. So on a mathematical standpoint, if we keep going back, when it revolves around the materials used for it, what's categorized as life, we see that we can keep going back to a common point. What that common point is, once again, I can't argue Zion's point, but I can't argue the mathematics of this. The further back you keep going, we see that it revolves from one starting point, and we see that these are what we would categorize as elements, which are comprised of a multitude of atoms.
Okay, I got a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
So you're pretty much, and tell me if I'm wrong, you're saying that it started with a single cell, that single cell split into two cells, came together and made a multiplicity of cells.
Yes, as it relates to what we categorize as life in science. See, this is where the part is I agree with. Go ahead.
Because this is where I'm kind of confused. When a cell splits, so to speak, it makes an identical of itself. If an identical of itself comes together, how can something new come out of that? How can new genetic information arise from
I brought that up in my debate.
Direct genetic match of itself coming together?
Okay, so what we see in science is the genetic sequence does not always represent what the predecessors have presented. If you have a code of information and someone brings a different code of information, regardless of if it's the same thing, this is chemistry. In what quantities, in what
how is it different if it's the same thing?
No, hear me out. When we're dealing with matter and physical structures, how atoms and material, protein, how it orders itself, how it lines up will determine its physical structure.
But I would say because I do a little study, at least the human genome. I've been looking at it, and the only thing that I find, the more I look at the human genome, is that we go back to this common Y ancestor of a male, and all life has branched from that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we find. Even if you go back as far as Neanderthal, they're even saying that it all branched from one Y chromosome, but it was always a loss of genetic information in some way from the father. It always got weaker. It seems to me that if evolution did occur, that things evolved to a certain point, then start de-evolving, because the claim is that things gain genetic information as it went along. Now, if what you were saying pretty much was, there was one single cell organism, then another different single cell organism came along, they came together and made a new type of organism, I can see that. But if we got to start with only a single cell,
you got background noise, brother.
My fault. Yeah, turn that down.
Yeah, and if you start with only a single cell, I don't see how you could get any more genetic information.
Is that okay?
I respect that.
Anybody else want to come in on that?
So in science, you categorize things, okay? So we're talking about evolution, and a word that's synonymous with that, but is dealing with a different time frame, which would be metamorphosis, like a caterpillar. This performs metamorphosis. But what changes that metamorphosis from evolution? It's the time scale, the difference in time in which it takes for that to happen. So what categorizes life? In order to categorize life, you see a system has to be created. There's no life without the system. No system is created without individuals or individual things coming together. So these things are, once again, if we go into a water atom or a hydrogen atom or an oxygen atom, you get what I'm saying? These things are specifically that. But guess what? Once again, when we go into what comprises atoms, which are the smallest unit we can detect, and then that turns into actual physical material or matter. Once again, we see an atom is comprised of an electron, a proton, and a neutron, which are three separate entities. However, that's creating a unit, which is a unison of multiple aspects coming together to create a system. So when we talk about life, you can't have a life without a system, and a system is a multitude of individual things, period. So
what is driving the system?
What is proteins comprised of?
No, I said what is driving the system. What is giving the system direction?
Go ahead.
Because it seems like this system has to have some type of direction, unless you can present to us that it's mathematically possible.
It is mathematically possible.
Let me just finish what I'm saying directly, so you know exactly what I'm asking for. That it's mathematically possible for all these proteins to synthesize and code to come together in the appropriate amount of time, because what was presented to us, at least that we saw today, was that at least for two of these proteins, it would take 10 billion years. Now we're talking about thousands and thousands of proteins. So there's either an accelerated process that was going on at a certain point in time that some evidence needs to be presented of, or you need to present a different mathematical model that has been found that says that it is possible for all these proteins to come together and create life within the time.
So for our specific life, you only need 23 of those thousands of proteins that you're talking about. 22, 21. There are two synthetic forms of that protein. What creates protein? Amino acids. What creates amino acids? No matter how far you divide these individual things, what we categorize as individual, we see that it's built on a multitude of separate things. Now, the brother said life sustains life. So if our life is dependent on proteins, that means proteins have to be alive. And if proteins are alive, that means what they're sustained of, which is amino acids, are living. So I would like to suggest that single cell organisms are living, but not to the standard in which we call life. That's what I was talking about. We're talking about a standard here. Because what Scholastic Bully is saying is true. You
Is a
can't have
protein a
any.
cell?
Say it again.
Protein a cell though?
No, I said proteins are amino acids.
Okay, because you were saying
Are amino acids. That's what I
you were
said.
saying I thought you was correlating proteins to single cell. Go ahead, my fault.
No. I was saying proteins are amino acids. But what I was just trying to say is the things that we categorize as single celled are still comprised of multiple separate things. So we're dealing with a conflict in categorization, which made it a good argument to begin with. But no one in here can say. That's why I asked what life is. What is life? Because we have to go with the definition. What categorizes or what qualifies something to be human?
May I respond to that?
Of course.
In the field of science, there is no, and Zion, you're not going to be allowed in here. You're going to have to go on another brother show. You showed your ass tonight, brother. I'm not having it. So I don't know why you in the back, bro. In the field of science, life has no equivocated meaning or definition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to pin what life is. Be that as it may, it doesn't change the statistical facts and mathematical facts that this is very unlikely. And you also said, oh, there's 23 types of proteins. I think that's what you said. If I misquoted you, let me know.
That our life needs. Keep going.
So, yes, those are types. But you have over millions upon millions in E. coli. And then that number exponentially grows in humans. You need millions of proteins to function, to create novel traits, body plans, to give you that skin you have, your tissues, your nervous system, your digestive system, your respiratory system, all of that. So it can congeal and work with perfect cohesion,
Mm-hmm.
right? And be integrated. You have to have millions and millions of proteins.
Yes.
If you go with natural processes, it takes an insurmountable amount of time that you don't have enough geologic time to even make it work. That was the whole point.
I disagree. I disagree with that point because all you have to do is get the sequence right one time in order to reproduce it. And that's what we see. Those 21, 22 proteins that we need to sustain human life is only a small portion, which we see happening every day. Most of your dry weight in your body is protein. So where is all of that coming from? If these numbers are so astronomical, why can we have billions of people on the earth if those numbers are so rare to come across to create these sequences of proteins?
Because you had information.
Because time is finite.
No.
Yeah.
Time is finite. I agree.
Yeah,
time is finite. But what I'm saying is my refutation to what you just stated. It's because we know you already have producing organisms that have cells, that have proteins, that have codes to replicate itself.
Correct.
With abiogenesis and with single cell genesis, you don't have that. It's called a de novo origin, out of nowhere origin.
Yeah, but you're dealing. Listen, if you adhere to God, then you adhere to an out of nowhere origins, because it's not explainable when you talk about God, but we can explain the process in which we see.
It
So
is
just
explainable.
right?
If I can lay it out, it is explainable when we talk about God or a supreme being or a prime mover, because you have a code encrypted and encrypted in your body and all of your cells.
Yeah, but
you
can't bring the origin of that code. You can't show us where the code comes from.
That's the point. We know it comes from a mental source. That was my whole second round. We know it comes from a mental source because you don't have syntax coming out of randomness. You don't have error correcting code coming out of randomness. Your genes have error correcting code. When you were made, when the sperm and the egg created a zygote, you have what's called a sweeping selection that gets rid of all the deleterious mutations and make sure that you have a functional child or offspring. That is error correcting code. That has to be meticulously programmed. That cannot come through random processes.
Well, when you talk about programs, you're talking about ones and zeros, individual things. One equals individuality. So you're talking about individuals coming to create a program or a code. And there's no discrepancy there. So the code is what we would equate to life, but that code is comprised of individual things that science is still trying to explain, because no matter how far you go into science, you will always reach a point to where we don't know.
Well,
that's the truth. When we go into atoms, which are the smallest units in which we can see, they still theorize, or they still talk about quarks and I forgot what's the other part. You have the left quark and the right quark. We don't see those things we theorize, but you can see atoms, and we see what those are comprised of. Even when you go into a neutron, which would be the neutral part of the atom, 99.9% of that is invisible. You can't see it. It's non-detectable. But we see that there's an order created around around that origin.
Right, and I will argue that that order points to a being that ordered it. The fact that we have proteins, we have genes that have code, and that code, and it codes for traits that you have. All your proteins coded for the hair you have, the skin tone, the color you have, your organs. So it's meticulous and it's integrated, meaning if it's integrated, you need one part to work with another part. That's what integration means.
Are those parts individuals before they integrate?
But here's the thing: if you throw a bunch of screws and nuts on the ground, you're not going to make a car. You know what I'm saying?
But the car would be the standard of what we call living. But that car is comprised of individual components.
I hear you, but this is why I brought up integrated complexity, and this is why it points to a designer. Because again, if you tore the car up, it's called the Humpty Dumpty fallacy. You can't break Humpty Dumpty up and then expect to have a complete Humpty Dumpty.
I love that you said that. You're speaking towards a designer, but the designer is not a point of contention. We're talking about the origins of a life from a single cell. What we know about the creator is the creator works in a particular order. In the order that we categorize is called nature, the innate thing that we always see. So anytime anything is being performed as an observable phenomenon, it is acting in the regards of science. So once again, we're not talking about the designer, we're talking about in what the method that the designer has employed to create life. And that method is single-celled organisms coming together to create multifaceted organisms.
So why don't we see that reflected in the billion?
Now, I can't argue Zion's point, but what I'm saying is the point of contention is not a designer, it is the method of such.
No, but I only brought up
single cells.
Brother LV, I only brought up the designer because you said, oh, it's more feasible than believing in a God. I'm like, wait a minute. If we see code, that means we see syntax. We see everything you need to build a language.
I agree.
Languages don't come from nature, bro. They don't come from natural processes. Languages come from a mental source. Code comes from a mental source. So
I agree with that.
The rational thing, deductive reasoning here would be, okay, this came from a mind. That's all we're saying. It's not really hard to grasp.
I agree. The title is not does life come from the mind, which I would agree. There is no life without the mind or the mental. I agree with that point. But I'm just saying that the creator adheres to a physical science when we're talking about physics. And if we involve mathematics, then we have to adhere to 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 being the symbol that we use in numbers to equate individual. 0 would be the zero begetter, where things come from, which we're trying to figure out. We don't know 0. It's a placeholder, but we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got method. Go ahead.
I hear you, but I wish I could have got some of my questions out of it, because when we're talking about a common ancestral origin, I wanted to ask the brother about the octopus. Because they don't know what they know the octopus is and what it derives from.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying everything had a common ancestral origin, why is it not traceable in the octopus?
I can't speak on the octopus, but I'm actually aware of the octopus and its uniqueness in regards to biology. We still don't understand the octopus and how it's able to do what it does, but it's able to do it. So I can't speak on that point, to be honest with you, and I don't want to.
That was going to be one of my questions. That was going to be one of my questions during the cross examination. And I want to ask him that question, because if we're talking about we all come from this root being the single cell organism that produce all life on Earth, then why can't you explain octopuses? And this is my biggest gripe with neo-Darwinism. The explanatory power is not there. There is no explanatory power for a single cellular genesis. There's no explanatory power for long, gradual evolution. Go ahead, LB. I know you want to get in.
Like I said, to be honest with you, this is the point to where I have to be honest and say I don't know, because it's funny. This is how I know that you're dealing with a scholastic level, because when it comes to the biology of a human, the one thing that is hindering the understanding in the totality of the human body is the octopus, and that's a fact. There are things about the octopus that nobody can account for. Also, when it comes to the evolution, the evolutionary tree, the octopus is one of the only animals to have an original lineage from the beginning to the end, which means the squids or the jellyfish or those type animals that we're seeing are very original to its beginning, once again, which we would categorize as life. And this is the point, because this is the which creates a big contention, is what is the standard of life? Because I like what the brother said. There is no life without life. Life supports life, and science supports that. So I would surmise that those single cell organisms, that those things that no matter what small unit we dig into, we always see mathematically it's comprised of other single units. So that's what makes the argument very, very, very touchy, because there's much I agree with you. And then Zion, when Zion was saying what he's saying, I understand the scientific standard and what people are adhering to. But the truth is that there's so many unanswered questions, and that's what we're trying to get to the bottom to. So you have a strong position. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish the debate would have completed, because I had all that stuff. Really, I wanted to do my third round and complete. Who is this? That's Jeremiah. I wanted to be able to complete a whole third round with an extra presentation, but like I said, the brother hit me up and we changed it last minute. Cool. Because I had some more points I wanted to touch on dealing with that, the single cell organism and the processes that it need, and it's more to the proteins. How do you shake up a bag of M&Ms and throw them out and then expect it to build any structure? That's what you're saying with proteins. You're randomly doing it because it's unguided processes. Naturalism said everything is unguided processes. So there's nobody there to say, okay, this protein fold is going to be deleterious to the cell. It's going to destroy the cell. It's going to kill it. There's nothing there to tell it to stop. There's nothing there to tell it to go.
I would argue that point, and that's what I would call God, the one who's organizing these things. But keep going, though. You're making a good point.
That would be our position, man. That would be our position. And it's one of the strongest positions because it's based on information. And we know information only comes from minds. If you can show me a natural phenomenon that can create information, I'm open.
I understand, but to be honest, the mind is not something that's detectable by science, only the brain. Only with the method in which these things come together to create that organ or that organism. We can't explain the mind. That's the hidden place. So I don't even try to play with that.
Look, again, Zion, you're not coming in my show because, bruh, what you did tonight was embarrassing, man. Stop asking. That was very embarrassing, man.
Right.
Yo, with that being said, man, listen, man, I appreciate you guys letting me chop it up with y'all and let's touch on this topic. But I would like to say this, man. I apologize if my antsiness or my position offended anybody. I'm really about that get to the information. So sometimes I can get antsy with it. But at the end of the day, I love good positions that's supported by facts. You have a very good position, even though it's still up to scrutiny, but it's very, very solid. And I would like to touch on this again. But this is where I concede for the night, man. And I appreciate you, brothers. LV Europa, Europa Report TV.
Hey, yeah.
All right, man.
And the lady in the
Peace.
background.
Yeah, peace, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Peace, man. Facts. Y'all still gonna be going live after this? Because I would still like to listen in.
Yeah, we might chime. James, you still there?
I'm partially here.
All right, cool.
Anything you want to add to the conversation or any comments?
Nah, I'm chilling right now.
All right, man. Anybody in the panel want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, man, it's really amazing how how brothers stoop to the degrees that they stoop to try to disprove creation. It had to be some advanced intelligence to come up with the diversity that we see. Even just the things that the human body is able to accomplish. If we just start with the eyeball, it's miraculous and amazing. And a human, you understand? And to have all of these similar things does not lead to one organism that everything came from, but it actually shows an example of one created mind. The similarity is within the created mind that designs, not the fact that it all came from nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, goddamn, we're arguing about we either came from a creator or we came from nothing. I mean, that's just the goddamn bottom line, man.
Whoa, it's magic. You know. Never.
Oh, shit.
So.
Yo. I mean, for real. And then brothers be like,
you guys crazy.
They try to utilize science as science is in opposition. And that's why I'm so thankful for brothers like yourself, man, who actually dive off into this thing, man. Because I'm really a Bible guy, you know. I'm a teacher. But when it comes to some of these things, man, you have to have at least a surface level understanding of these things, because it all leads back to our creation story. And in my 15 years of being in this truth, man, I'm confident in what we're standing on. It's just our job to be able to better articulate and defend what we stand on. And science is actually not an opposition, but it's actually the evidence that we're looking for.
Right. That's a fact. Matter of fact, you wouldn't have no science without religion. You understand? You wouldn't have no science.
Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
Isaac Newton.
Christian. Almost everybody was Christian. Even Albert Einstein, before he died, became a deist.
Yeah. Douglas Axe, he starts studying the genome sequences. Like, there's no way that you can get DNA that's well ordered by accident. That's what made him believe in God.
Random creation.
The genome, the head of the Human Genome Project, he saw the human genetic code and became a believer in God.
Right. All these guys that came up with the laws of physics, you know what I'm saying? These people believed in the creator. That's why they did their work, their scientific work. Because they understood, okay, if it's created, how was it created? What were the methods? And then Isaac Newton said the best. The universe is written in the language of mathematics.
Mhm. They were like, well, if God created the universe, then we should be able to understand that universe. And they started studying it.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, we got all we see now. And I think the biggest thing that shows that the universe really is comprised of mathematics or computer code or things like that, say, is that as more that we advance in technology is based off our understanding of the natural world. And the more we advance, the better computer simulations and things like that we come up with based on that mathematical code. And I think that is a big evidence that shows that this universe was created through some process that is far more advanced than any technology that we have today.
Right, man. So all the opposition is silly at this point, and I'm willing to debate anybody on this. You know what I'm saying? Something was said that I ain't gonna say no names. Is somebody scared to lose? Man, we'll debate anybody on this, man. Get whoever. We will debate them on abiogenesis, single cell organisms, evolution, Darwinian evolution, you name it. Bring it. We want it. We want all the smoke on that. Anybody out there that got the balls to stand in here and don't get emotional, don't get mad, don't cuss us out, call us.
Yeah, you mean testicular fortitude, right?
Yes, testicular fortitude, man. Whoever got the testicular fortitude to stand in front of this fire and take the scrutiny, man. A lot of y'all not used to being scrutinized. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of y'all hide on Facebook and these Facebook groups and become master keyboard warriors, because there's no way to scrutinize you. There's no way to cross.
I literally just typed that into Facebook on a post that James was in there arguing with somebody like 2 minutes ago. I just typed that in. You damn keyboard warrior. That's all you want. You don't want to be scrutinized. You don't want to be questioned. You don't want to
get put on the record, man.
Opposition. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time I say, well, man, listen, man, we'll bring you on, man. We can set up a debate or whatever. We could debate right here. Man, I'm not going to be typing 9,000 damn words to you, Negro. What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
We can debate right here.
That is ridiculous and upsetting. you Negro can't repeat that.
You Negroes, I need my Negroes. You Negroes can't refute that shirt, by the way. I need to get that shit ASAP.
Yeah, man, it sound like a hot T-shirt that can come off the press soon.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, these keyboard, like you said, man, brothers want to have paragraph battles. Like,
right.
Hey, man, what we doing tomorrow night, man?
Debate.
Oh, tomorrow, okay. Well, that's cool because on Sunday at 8, we ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna do my Johnny Carpenter to hold the profit for y'all. But, I'll wait till the next time.
Man, you can still do it, man. You can either do it before or after.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do it after. I'll wait till y'all get through. What time y'all going in? What time y'all gonna do the debate?
Man, this debate started off so wonderfully, bro. Like, I mean, it just started off great. You know what I mean? Joshua, you know what I'm saying? You're dropping bars, open it up. Man, I mean, it was just the way it started. The show was just awesome, bro. I'm like, yeah. And therefore, at the end, like that, I went 900 feet in the air, and they popped my balloon, brother. Damn, man, this is just. Come on, man. I didn't see that coming like that, bro. I really did.
And I gave him all type of leeway. I'm like, bro, you running out of time. And then I said, you went over your time, but that's cool. I'm not gonna penalize you for it. Like, I gave him all the concessions, and that wasn't enough for him. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna let you Gish Gallop.
That's why you don't give an inch, because they gonna want a mile.
Hey, man, I'm starting to. Maybe we should be more rigid. Like, golly.
Man, we've been doing so good. I cannot remember the last debate that we had when somebody talked during another person's round. I can't even remember the last time that happened, bro.
Right.
I'm saying. Yeah, you like in the middle of your thing, you just that ain't true. Like, yo, where the hell that come from? Like, that ain't true, huh? Like, yo, what part of the game is there? I thought we sponged that out by now, bro.
And when I said say this with me, right?
Right. Rhetorically.
Right. I said that before my debates, and nobody actually opened their mic and tried to
Hey, what time debate is tomorrow?
7 Central Standard Time.
Okay. It's for like an hour 30 minutes.
Hell no, man. It's a debate. It's 3 hours, I guarantee
3
you.
hours. Oh shit! I might as well goddamn wait till next Sunday then. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till next Sunday. I'll wait till next Sunday. Y'all boys go in because I want to listen to it. People gonna be tired after 3 hours, man. Well, where I'm out. I'll wait till next Sunday at 8, at 7, 7 or 8, man. Next Sunday, I got.
I'll put a flyer together for you, man.
Yeah,
man.
Round 2.
If I could show, I'm not gonna do the brother like that. But the stuff that was said in the back chat in our group, I don't want to have nothing to do with it, brother. After this, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just me personally. I'm not speaking for the source. I can't speak for them. But it's just bad taste for me. Like, I don't like it. I really don't. I don't sit with it.
Yeah. Well, I do want to have a conversation with you off air about it, but we was talking about it heavy in the back chat, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on outcome. We'll recheck it, revisit it again. But as of right now, I have a bad taste too because, damn, I don't even remember the last time it had nothing like this happen, bro. It's crazy.
Brother claimed that I went over time, and I was having technical problems too. I'm like, bro, I was having technical issues. I guess the brother felt like he was losing, and that's my perspective. You felt like you were losing, and you were trying to find any way out of you losing instead of keeping it 100. It's not my fault you didn't prepare. You understand? On Wednesday, I told him, I said, I got 60 slides. He said, oh, man, I need to do some more work. Today, he only got 16 slides. It's not my fault, bro. You got to prepare better and do better. But like I said, that left a bad taste in my mouth, complaining about saying I was going over time and cutting me off.
Making mention of the ops. That was a real.
Yeah. Saying we didn't make it and calling it the homosexual slur, and I'm like, bro, and I'm actually proud of myself because I know where I can go to that dark place and not return.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't do it, so I think praise be to Yah.
I think we handled it well, man. You know, but that I think it's like handling it well makes it worse for the healing. You know what I mean? Because you feel like I didn't get to get it off my chest, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I fired back, and now I can forgive you. But I didn't get my cap back, brother. So I mean, that's gonna make it double hard. You know?
Yeah, but I'm not even looking at it from that perspective because at the end of the day, before him, I was supposed to debate Lex, and that's why I brought up in my rap. I was supposed to debate Rob Bourne. I was supposed to debate, I was trying to set something up with Konsu, which you was present, and other brothers was present as well when we were trying to set that up. And I never got to get in the ring with none of them debates. None of them debates materialized.
Mm-hmm.
And the one takeaway I can say, at least I got to get in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, I mean, brothers got their comments. Let me say this too publicly, man. Brothers got their comments about the quality of debaters. For me, at the end of the day, I'm a Bible believer. So in the Bible, this is what we're supposed to do. And like it literally, you got Paul in there. Where's your wise? Where's the scribes? Where's the dispute? Like, we want the smoke, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, and your level of quality or whatever, like, I street teach, man. So I'm not out there judging the level of quality of a person that I'm having a dialogue with. Right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day, and we can discuss it. So I don't judge things on the quality of listen, man, this man's talking crazy. He's saying things that are incorrect. Let's get in the ring and hash it out. For me, at the end of the day, it's about getting the debates off the ground, creating content. You know what I'm saying? You're creating an atmosphere for people to think. You understand? You're giving them an alternative from this world. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. You understand? We're pointing them back to the Bible. Whether you like it, love it, understand it or not, we don't give a damn. You understand? This is what we're doing. It's about the truth in which we stand on, man. And I'm supremely confident. Supremely confident. Because if I can't do it, I know I got a brother in the stable, you understand, that's going to be able to defend this thing and take it to another level, man. That's why the whole debate thing is set off. You know what I mean? Because either it's the performance of the debater or the information will always win. And if it don't win, it's the debater's fault. It ain't the information fault. And that's how I feel, man. You know?
I mean, that's how it should be. Like, I don't understand what these brothers want from a competitive standpoint. What are you in it for?
Yeah. We just gonna wait to fight Muhammad Ali, never get to fight him, and just never have a career. That's what Nick Rose wants. You want to fight Floyd Mayweather, you ain't never gonna be good enough to fight him. He don't want to fight you, so you just don't have no fights with nobody. That's ridiculous and absurd, man.
Oh man, I'm laughing. I'm sorry, Zion is being a little girl right now, man. Ladies and gentlemen, and I can't express it no other way because that's what he's really showing his ass right now.
He's making it worse, man.
He's digging it. You're gonna make me show the screenshots. Stop while you're here. You're gonna make me show the screenshot, and it'll be on the internet forever. But yeah, man, I hope the debate tomorrow. I want all the family, brothers, sisters that show us support and love the Source Debate League to tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. Can we get the flyer? Let me get the flyer on the stream, man, so the people can see. Can we pull that up real quick? Hey, is that in the admin group?
Yeah, I can post it real quick if it ain't.
Yeah, let's get the flyer. Let's promote for the brothers debate tomorrow on the Moors. I think it's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one. We got a newcomer to the Source. Your God, I believe his name is. Let me get his name right. I seen him say something in regard to his name. Is he the Killer Bee? What is it like the
Listen at this, man. Listen at this. The man's name is Yagad Killer Bee, the Witch Finder General.
Hey,
damn.
Hey, man, that's a lot of syllables. I'm just gonna call the brother by Yagad. Right. You know what I'm saying? My apologies, man, but you will be promoted as such tomorrow when you're announced. Let me just show.
I think you can screen share. It's in there now.
Yeah. This is what y'all got to look forward to: the middleweight champion versus Yagad, the Killer Bee, the witch. What was it? Let me just read it. Yagad Killer Bee, the witch finder general. All right. So King Self, our middleweight champion, has a new challenger, which is this brother here, Yagad, and they will be debating where the leaders of the Moorish Empire black. So y'all tune in for that tomorrow, 7 p.m. CST, man. You know what I'm saying? And hit that like button, by the way. So we got another classic debate. We had a back-to-back weekend for y'all, and we're gonna keep producing content, you know what I'm saying, and sparking you guys' interest. So yeah, just come through. We're gonna have a good debate. The debate will be completed, right, Jeremiah? It's be the whole debate. It ain't right. 75% done the debate, and then one of them chicken out of. No, we're not doing it. But yeah, I think this is gonna be one of the ones because this is something that's been argued. I done heard Rob Bourne and different Afrocentrics try to say that the Moors were not black. And I'm like, yo, why is y'all tripping on the Moors? So Your God is saying that they wasn't black, and of course, King Steph is saying they black. So y'all come through, man. Get your popcorn, get ready, get educated. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, man. So I was street teaching today, and a Moorish American came up to the camp. Then we're dialoguing with the brother, and he says that he believes in the Quran, and Ishmael was actually the one that was chosen. So we start diving off into that, cutting the hell out of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm to a million damn pieces. Then the man says, "Yeah, we also are Moabites." I was like, "Well, how in the hell? Wait 1 second. So you a Muslim, and you from Morocco, and you a Moor, and you from Ishmael, and you from Moab." So he said, "Yeah, because we all we all Asiatic." It's like, man, yeah, brother, we Asiatic, brother, but you're confused. You're just mixing a whole bunch of tribes, a whole bunch of family lines. You know what I'm saying? Because first I said you're mixing the races. Well, what does race mean? Oh man, I'm not going to get to this. Oh, you're just mixing up the tribes, brother. Okay, that's what you're doing. Because I'm not going to get into a race argument with you. Well, what does race mean and all this madness? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much semantics that go into simple truth. You understand? You can't be Moab and Ishmael.
Yeah.
You can't. You know what I mean? Goddamn, you can't be damn Ishmael and in Morocco unless you're an Ishmaelite that moved to Morocco. Okay?
Yeah.
And even then, it's just confusion, bro.
Okay, well, by the same token, you can't be Ham and be Noah. You are what your father is. Yeah, but I'm gonna hear that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all.
Hey, I ain't gonna
man. What did I do, Joshua? What did I do?
Hey, but what I'm gonna do though, I ain't gonna get to Noah next week. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna spend like 1 or 2 weeks on one prophet. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the court case, then you got the appeal, or the appeal and the verdict, and that's it.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is why another reason why I love the scriptures, because they're simple. It's basic, right? And it's the same structure that is used today in America. When a man marries a woman, the woman becomes that man's part of that man's name, a part of that man's family line. And then the children that are spawned carries the name of the parents. The woman took the man's name. Now the woman and the parents are now have the same name. And now the children are also that name. That is very simple. When you get to talking about genetics and phenotypes, yeah, you did a show on that too, didn't you, Joshua?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, phenotypes, bro, like that don't determine nothing. You know what I mean? You can't just look at somebody and label them something, man, because I want you to go over to Japan and call them Chinese. I want you to go to Japan and call them damn Filipino, and see what they, and see what they say to you. Well, brother, you look Asian to me. That's all I know. You look Asian. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not the sole determining factor. You understand? Right. It's a part of it. It's a part of it, but it's not the sole determining factor. Based upon new forms of DNA inserted into a family line.
That boy Jeremiah sharp, man.
No, man, because this is why, Isaac and Rebecca had a problem with Esau marrying Canaanite women. This is why the children of Israel, once they became a people, was urged to stay within their family because it's going to bring on confusion. Why the Bible speaks about confusion of faces. Now we're at the end result of a bunch of mixing. But one thing is that is current and it stays throughout the generations. And that's that Y chromosome, man. You understand? So a nigga can look like damn Steve Nash, but have that Israelite chromosome and be an Israelite, man. You know, so this all black doctrine is ridiculous and absurd, man. It doesn't get no more confusing than that. You're eliminating an entire chunk of our people, man.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a fact. And you know, waiting for the minister to, you know, because you got living examples of this. You got Blake Griffin. You got Chris Broussard, man. Look at Chris Broussard. Good grief. That brother look like a straight up West European Balkans. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga Caucasoid. He can pass as a Caucasoid. So just like you said, basically Drake. Yeah. Drake. His he got a daughter or a son.
His son. He got a son.
Yeah, his son don't look anything what we would call a classified Negro. So
right.
You account for that.
Oh,
they don't make.
Oh man, guess what? The witch hunt doctor dude, what's his name? The one that debating King Self. He told King Self, asked him, was I a Negro? He said, is Jihad a Negro? Look at Jihad, is he a Negro? And the witch doctor said, no, Jihad ain't no Negro. So he don't think I'm a Negro. The one who debated King Self said, yeah, I got this. Yeah,
man. So look,
I'm a Negro.
That's why we need to get that boy Lance on here, man, and get him a show, man, because Lance is doing an excellent job on European history. I mean, like the history when our people. Now, I got a problem with some of his timelines. I'm willing to discuss this with him. You know what I mean? But he's doing an excellent job on exposing that and showing the coins and showing the old portraits of so-called Europeans, but they're actually of the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Knowing that our people migrated there, we've seen that when Scotland was Jewish. You understand?
Facts.
So, but that brother's doing an excellent job on uncovering that, man. We need to get him on here, man.
Yeah, man, he can have a whole show. Like the brother that I debated, I told him he could have a whole show. So it's like our doors are open for anybody that want to work, man, and put their work in and make content. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if we can get them over here, let's do it. What we need to do? Do we need to contact him? Do we have a meeting with him? Or whatever we need to do, let's make it happen. You know?
Yeah, because Lance be on all the time, man, in the back chats, man. So I'm definitely gonna holler at him, man, and I respect his work. I've been checking him out. You know what I'm saying? He be dropping them Facebook jewels. Now we need to try to expand that thing, man, so he can start pulling up artifacts and letting the people see this stuff, man. This stuff is good stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of the ones that take people information and try to bring it to the people as if I'm the one that found it. Like some of these Negroes are something else when it comes to that, man. Like they don't give credit to nobody that they got it from. You know what I mean? Like the Lord is dealing with me directly. You know, Negroes are something else.
Man, you just brought up 1,000 memories. So, I'm not going to bring that out. All I'm going to say is purple and gold. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Right. They having a fair share. Shout out to Judah Mack, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing, dropping them jewels, man. And yeah, man. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's about information. Expanding our minds. Right now, today, at this moment, I have so much more that I need to learn, and being able to be around others that have that desire is beneficial. Right? If you're around people and they don't have a desire to learn and they're never learning every day, then you need a new set of people to be around.
Right.
because they're gonna cause you to become stagnant that way.
Yeah, man, that stagnation ain't no joke, and that's why we have the all Negro hypothesis. I'm gonna call it. You know what I'm saying? Because they heard it from one person and they never added to it. Because the scriptures say a
Right.
wise man adds to a sentence. That's in the book of Sirach.
Mm.
So if you're not doing no research and adding nothing, like, bro, you in the way. I'm gonna just keep it all the way, like 100 with y'all. You in the way if you ain't trying to do no research and trying to build to this information. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Me neither.
So, and that shows growth. That shows progress. And if you stagnant like that, man, it's gonna show in these debates. You know what I'm saying? If you do a
I
debate,
was just about to say that. These debates actually help. It actually helps with that because you're teaching things. You teaching something versus you going into a debate on it is two different worlds, bro. It's two different worlds because you could just teach something and kind of explain your way out of certain things. But when you're in a debate, that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? And you got to provide those sources and you know what I mean? So this is why people be talking about debate. Why you niggas trying to debate all the time? Niggas trying to get this and all that. Like, man, look, man. Again, this is an adventure for knowledge. And what's wrong with that?
right. Right. And them brothers are probably just jealous because they can't do it at the level we do it. You know what I'm saying? And real talk, like brothers, we got a weird way of telling people that we like what they're doing. So what we'll do is we'll throw salt, hate on it, instead of just saying, you know what, man, Jeremiah, what you got going over there, man, that's the real deal, bro. I appreciate that information. Man, I love y'all content. Instead of saying that, they gotta be like, man, y'all niggas over there debating and man, what is that in the Bible and all this other stuff? You know what I'm saying? They gotta criticize it because they can't just tell you. You know, it ain't cool to give niggas props, man. It ain't cool. It's just not. It feel unmanly to some people. Like, I can't do it. I can't tell this brother. I'm messing with his information, or I love his content. I can't tell him that, so I gotta hate on him. And we gotta stop that, bro. That's toxic. That's real toxic. You know what I'm saying? So man, that's all I gotta say on that. That's crazy. Why brothers is talking? I remember I saw something in regards to me. Somebody said you left the truth. How did they phrase it? This brother told me, Jeremiah, I left the truth to debate on YouTube.
Damn. Oh my goodness, man. You serious, bro?
Man, that directly, man, brother on Facebook said that to me. So
that's another reason why, you know, I'm so appreciative of the source, man. Like, you know, we don't operate with that spirit. Like, you know, either you with us or you against us. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have no problem allowing people to be who they are and allowing the example that we set to speak louder than our words, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take the time and opportunity to get to know somebody, man. And since these last 2 years, man, since I've been doing this, because I've only been doing it 2 years. You know, so I've been kicking ass too, by the way, for the record.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, getting to know brothers, you know, I done had a lot of brothers, you know, on the quiet tip, on the one-on-one tip. Yeah, man, you know, that information, man. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I like the way you move in us. Can you help me with this? Or can you help teach my family this? Or can we set up a class or something like that, man? Like, you know, I give all praise and glory to the Most High for that, man, because it would not have gotten to that point if I wouldn't allow myself to get to know a brother that might not necessarily walking in the same way that I'm walking. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yeah, a lot of brothers of course we highlight the negative stuff, but a lot of brothers show us love, and a lot of brothers appreciate what we do. So I'm not saying everybody is like that.
Right.
It's just like some brothers is on that time, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody that show us love. I appreciate the viewers that you know, they constantly watch all of our content. I see the same people commenting, you know what I'm saying? So that's letting me know that they love what we do, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Cube, man. Shout out to brother Cube. That brother Cube and watch every production here on the Source. That brother
yeah.
Boy, that boy a loyal subscriber, boy. But shout out to him. Hey, Cube, if you watch it, man, hit that like button, man. Stop playing. But yeah. So I mean, it's not all bad. You know, we get our flowers. We're gonna continue to do what we gotta do, brother, just to grow and progress the league and get y'all some more debates, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all gotta tell these people stop running. You know what I'm saying? Stop running. We want to debate every weekend. You know what I'm saying? But we got too many keyboard warriors, but we trying to make the formula and try to shake up the game and get y'all brothers more accustomed to being on the camera. I think we need to really have, like, you know how URL got the proving grounds? You know what I'm saying? URL got like the rap relief got a proving ground where they get a bunch of people that's like not known and they'll debate each other. If we can get that format popping, I think, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we said we need like a development league.
Yeah, man. So I think that'll get people, so people that's novices or people that's not really comfortable doing what we do can get comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what you know, a roundabout way what Ratchet Craig was trying to say, man.
Yeah, shout out to Ratchet Craig, man. He should have came on the show. But hey, that's an excellent idea, and I think that'll get people accustomed to it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Jeremiah, you there? I guess
okay, I think it's a delay, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey,
I think it's a delay, man.
Yeah, because I said that 5 seconds ago, and you just not getting it. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody that came out, man, and more to come. Anybody want to debate anything on a scientific level, me or my brother James is willing to debate anyone on these topics. I will debate Uncle Tech. I tried debating him. The brother didn't want to come and actually do it. I'll debate anybody y'all think that's scientific giants and goes, whoever, just tell them to come over here and we're going to set it up. I want to build the Source. That's another thing too. I don't want to build these other guys' leagues or these other guys' platforms. You know, I did that last year with Dagger Squad and I didn't get no fruits from it. So whoever y'all want me to debate, scientific or whatever, on any of these topics, let me know and hit me up so we can get it popping over here on the Source, man.
And remember, commissary is necessary. So man, y'all got some loved ones or some prisoners that want lock, man. Send them a letter of $2-3 or something, man. Let them know they struggle ain't forgotten. You know what I'm saying? So everybody ain't guilty that die now. They die in that struggle a lot of time for us, what we did. And following our footsteps and, you know, stuff like that, man. Just remember, man, commissary is necessary, man. For all our prisoners that want on lock, bro.
Yeah, indeed, man. Indeed.
Oh yeah, don't forget. Hold on, don't forget, man. If you can, every other Sunday night, man, if you can, have breakfast with your family every other Sunday night. Cause that's what them brother prisoner war doing a lot, man, every other Sunday night. So we'll be in unison. Even if you can't, you know what I'm saying, send them no money, no letter or something, just, you know, have breakfast every other Sunday night. You know, like the brothers do. You know what I'm saying?
That man said have breakfast every Sunday night.
Every other Sunday night. You can
You gonna be having breakfast at night?
Yeah, we have breakfast every other Sunday night. When I was on lock, every other Sunday night, not every Sunday night. I mean, you ain't even gotta do it. You can do it once a month. You know.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good idea, man. I think it's a good idea.
I'm just saying to remember the brothers, and we'll be because me and my wife, we separate now, but me and my wife, we would all do that, man. Every other Sunday night, me and my wife would have breakfast. So I told her we're gonna remember my niggas on lock food. You know, so me and my wife used to have breakfast every other Sunday night. You know, so but I mean just once a month or something, man. Remember the brothers on lock, man. Have breakfast like on a Sunday night or something, you know.
Yeah, man. Hey, what'd you say? Commissary is necessary.
Commissary is necessary, man. So I'm telling you, man, it ain't like they be telling you how they trying to make it look, man. The people that's over when I was on lock, man, the people that's over us, man, they go beyond and beyond the Call of Duty to make sure you suffer more. And the cold thing about it, my first unit was Sugarland. I'm thinking what they call Chocolate City, like dancing, right? I see all these black officers. See, I don't know nothing about Hamites. They know it was Hamite again, right? I ain't know nothing about Hamites. I said, all right, I'm ready to this unit with all these black officers. I probably just chill. Man, that African came up to me. He said, "Tuck in your shirt." I said, "What you say?" I looked at the man and said, "Ooh, I couldn't even pronounce it." Then the other one said, "You heard him, tuck in your shirt." I said, "Oh, God damn." And the motherfucker stank too, bro. I want to throw up. I said, "Oh, yeah." I would all tell you, me show you shit, man. Goddamn, have like, yeah, man. But then when I got out, see, I put it all together. Cause see, when the Most High want to talk to somebody, bro, he gonna take them to a cave, to a mountain, to a jail cell, a mountaintop, or valley, out of the hustle and bustle of society. You see, and I didn't know at the same time, my crime partner, he was there, Hamite too. So I had a Hamite in my cell, and which was my crime partner, and a Hamite on the outside of my cell count, bro. So I know Hamites when I see them. You know what I'm saying? I done ate with these hoes, I done stole with these hoes, I done locked up with these. You know what I'm saying, bro? I couldn't put it all together then until I got out.
Hey, what's your new slogan, Jihad? I go hard in the yard with what?
I go hard in the yard with a bad report card.
Now you got a new one. You got a new one. You go hard in the yard with a library card. Remember that?
Library card.
Hey, listen, y'all better put some respect on Jihad's name. He said he come from an era of debates where it was no Google.
Hell nah, man.
Right.
It wasn't none of that, bro. I'm talking about we was in prison debating. I was a seasoned debater before I got out of prison, bro.
Right.
I'm talking about we had debates in prison. That's all you got time to do is read, study, argue, debate. That's all you got time to do. But there ain't no Google and Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it from the raw news. You gotta get it. Man, come on, bro.
That library card meant something.
Yeah.
Huh? That library card meant something.
Yeah, I go hard in the library card.
Hey, when you got your library card, you like, yeah.
It was going down there like a gun license. It was going down. I could read, sir.
That library card was a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the first time I get on Google and Facebook and all that niggas about, oh, you get your stuff off of Google. You get your stuff off of Facebook. I'm like, man, what the hell is that? What is he talking about? I was out there with a pistol trying to get my 40 acres in the music. That's why I got locked up for aggravated robbery. And I was robbing white folks, started like Cali Muhammad, because I was robbing a number of white folks and gay people. And telling them why I'm wrong. So I like Cali Muhammad, oh, you robbed my grandma, bitch? Oh, she my mean curse. But yeah, I robbed a number of white folks. Because I was there trying to get mine. And what the prison did time for, it still ain't got my 40 acres in the music. And then I'm a prison debate. And then I get out here. Man, come on, bro. Come on. Really? Don't tell me I'm a keeper. Don't tell me I didn't even before I met y'all. I'm talking about this in 2006. I'm talking about when I got out in 2006. This one I got out. I went in. So you wasn't on Google or Facebook. And then when I get out, brother, you talking about, man. Well, that's what we call cell warriors. You know what a cell warrior is? You know what a cell block? They be talking all that noise. But when the doors open, you can't hold them niggas, you can't melt them niggas and throw them on each other. You know what I'm saying? But with a cell lock, though, they bad. They Bruce Leroy showed up. But let them doors roll. Man, you couldn't melt them niggas and throw them on each other, bro. You know, and that's what it reminds me of.
Oh, so you saying the people that just talk all that talk is the cell warriors?
Yeah, what y'all call keyboard warriors?
Yeah.
Those are cell warriors. Yeah. They cell warriors.
It's like them little chihuahua, they be barking. They be behind their fence, barking. As soon as you open that fence.
Look, when nigga talk that noise to me, I said, well, nigga, let the door be the bell. Let the door be the bell. When the door open, let the door be the bell. Nigga. Let the door be the bell. Chill. You don't come out of there. You can't melt that nigga and throw him out that cell. Come on, nigga.
Right.
The cell close back. Nigga, double pocket dog get. You crazy, bro.
So that's how they do on Facebook. That's how they do on Facebook. We call them, bro. That's a good. I'm glad. I'm gonna remember that. Cell warrior. So we call these people out on multiple Facebook platforms, right? Like one of them is called, I think, what's it called? Jihad. It's called the Hebrew versus Kemen or something like that. The final battle. We be in there telling brothers, look, debate this live. Come and debate this live. No, look, well, Jeremiah say, no, I want to debate here. And as soon as we leave them alone, they get to blowing up the chat. Blowing up the, that's that cell warrior stuff.
Yes, that cell warrior.
Yeah.
You tell a nigga, hey, let the door be the bell. When that cell door open, that's the bell.
Ding ding. Fight.
He gonna sit right there. Throw it in the towel.
Yeah. Cell warriors, man. I like that. I'm gonna start addressing them brothers like that, man. Y'all are scared, man. Just come on. They talk all this noise, man. Oh, y'all don't know this. You don't know that. Okay, come prove. Show me I don't know what I'm talking about. Live. Up here. I don't want to sit here and write paragraphs back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I guess that'll be another prison analogy, right? Those will be the kites. The kite. Brother said, what you call them? Kites? Send them to each other all day, man. They might try and do that, man. Hey, but I appreciate everybody that came out and supported the source. Hit that like button, subscribe. We will be back in action tomorrow with the debate with King Self versus your God, the Killer Bee, which find a general, right? And they will be debating on where the leaders of the Moorish Empire, Black, as they title. So y'all tune in at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the source. All right, so y'all get in early, get in where you fit in, and check that out, supporters. You will not be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring that fire, we're gonna bring that heat rock to you. Promise you. And we're gonna have more debates after that. We're working behind the scenes, working very hard to make this happen. As you can see on the screen, we're the leaders of the Moorish Empire, Black, King Self versus your God, Killer Bee, the Witchfinder General. All right, and with that, we're gonna say peace. One, hit that like button, subscribe to the Source Debate League on YouTube, join the Source Debate League on Facebook. And if you're anybody interested in being a judge, also join, because we need judges too. We don't just need debaters, we need people that can actually judge. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say peace, shalom, and we out of here.